Today we're going to talk about contract integrity, why you sign deals, they keep causing problems. A few years ago, I was doing some due diligence on a company for a private equity firm. A nice business, good growth, solid product, and everything looked great on the surface. And then I started kind of like looking through some contracts, reading the contracts. And what I found was a mess. Customers were being billed differently than what their contracts were saying. Some contracts had auto renewal clauses that nobody was tracking. A few customers were getting services that they had never actually agreed to pay for. And the company was not aware of that. They had signed these deals and then just moved on. No one was making sure that what was promised matched what was being delivered and what was being billed. And this is what I call a contract integrity problem. And it is way more common than you think. I'm Hindol, I've been a CFO for over 25 years, and today I want to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. Keeping your contracts clean after you sign them. What is contract integrity? What does that even mean? What does it pertain to? Obviously contracts, but what are the implications? It's really very simple. Contract integrity, it means what you promised in the contract is what you're actually delivering and what you're actually billing, and both of them have to match. Three things need to line up: the contract terms, the service delivery, and the billing. And when all three match, you're good to go. You have contract integrity. When you don't have that, you have problems. Now, this obviously sounds obvious. Of course they should match, but in real life, they drift apart. The sales negotiate a deal with specific terms. These terms get written into a contract. The contract gets signed and it goes into a drawer or a folder and somewhere in your system. And then operations delivers a service based on what they think was sold. And finance bills based on what they have in the billing system. And somewhere along the way, things get out of sync. Maybe the billing system was not updated correctly. Maybe the operations didn't get the full details of what was negotiated. And maybe the contract had a price escalation clause that no one remembered. Suddenly, you are delivering more than you are charging for. Or alternatively, you are billing for things a customer did not agree to. Or you are missing revenue because you forgot about an annual increase or the annual increase. So, why do you think this happens? Let me talk to you about why this happens, because it is usually not one big mistake. It's a series of small things that start adding up. The first reason, you have handoff problems. There's a moment when a deal goes from sales to operations, and that handoff is dangerous. Why? Because information might get lost. The details might get missed. And the sales rep know that the customers agreed to a quarterly business reviews, but they did not inform that to any other people in the customer success team. So something has fallen apart. The second reason, contract complexity. Contracts today become very complicated. You have got base fees, usage fees, implementation fees. You might have different pricing tiers. You have discounts that phase out. You have price increases that kick in. Multi-year contracts. There's a lot to track, and most companies don't have systems that handle all that complexity very well. The third reason is timing. Things change. A one-year contract with an auto renewal becomes a 3-year relationship. Did anyone check if the pricing still makes sense? Did anyone notice the cost of living adjustment clause? People move on to new deals and forget about the ones that are already running. The fourth reason is system silos. You have got contracts in one system. You have billing in another system. You have service delivery in a third. And all of these systems are not talking to one another. And when they don't, things start falling through the cracks. So I've seen companies where the contract management system has one price, the billing system might have a different price, and no one knows which one is right. And sometimes that is a real situation. It happens more than you think. The real cost of poor contract integrity can be significant. You might be thinking, okay, so things get a little messy. So how bad can it be? Let me tell you, it can get really, really, really bad. First, there's obviously the concept of revenue leakage, right? The money is that you're entitled to, but you're not collecting. A study I saw a long time ago is that 2% to 9% of revenue leak on a $50 million business. That amounts to almost $5 million. It's real money. Second, there's margin erosion. If you're delivering more than you're charging for maybe extra users, extra support, services that were not in the contract, you're eating into your margins. I've seen companies where the actual gross margin was 10 points lower than what they thought, just because of service creep. Third, there's the audit risk. If you're a public company or you're preparing for an acquisition, Auditors are going to look at your contracts. If your billing do not match your contracts, now that becomes a significant deficiency. That's a finding. It delays deals. It raises questions about your financial controls. Fourth is customer trust. This one cuts both ways. If you're overbilling customers and they catch it, that's a terrible conversation to have. On the other hand, you have damaged, not only have you damaged the relationship, but you are underbilling maybe in some cases. The customer is getting the benefit of it, but you're losing margins on that. Many situations turn out that are not very good for either the customer or yourself, independently or together. You could have signed on to terms that you're not honoring. That is a no-no completely. Those customers will not like it, especially if you have an auto-renewal clause. So how do you maintain this mess called contract integrity that is being used to solve this mess? You need a single source of truth for contracts. All your contracts should be in one place, all searchable, all accessible to the people who need to see them, not in someone's email box, not in a random folder on someone's desktop, one central repository. Second, you need to extract the key terms. Every contract should have its key commercial terms documented in a structured way. What is the price? What is the billing frequency? What is the contract start and end date? Are there any automatic renewals? Any price escalations? You need to be able to see this information without reading the whole contract every time. Third, you need to connect the contracts to billing. Whatever is in that contract needs to flow through to your billing system. If the contract says that you're going to charge $10,000 per month, your billing system better be sending out invoices for $10K per month. And this sounds obvious, but the number of times I've seen disconnects here is quite a bit. Fourth, you need to review the contracts periodically. Don't just sign and forget. Set up a cadence, maybe quarterly, to review your active contracts. Are you delivering what you promised? Are you billing correctly? Are there any milestones or renewals coming up? And fifth, you need to assign ownership. Someone needs to be responsible for each contract relationship. Not just for the sales relationship, but for making sure that the contract is being honored on both sides. Usually this is customer success, but whoever it is, it needs to be clear. So some of the quick wins to start this entire deal integrity, contract integrity initiative. If you're listening to this and thinking we definitely have some of these problems, here's some quick wins. Do an audit, pick your top 20-30 customers by revenue, pull their contracts, compare what is in the contract to what you're actually billing, and I guarantee you'll find something. Second, check your auto renewals. Make a list of every contract that auto renews in the next 90 days. Do you want those to renew at those terms? This is the low-hanging fruit. Third, look at your price escalation clauses. A lot of contracts have annual price increases built in, 2%, 3% tagged to the CPI. Companies forget to actually apply them. Check if you have been capturing those increases. These three things alone will probably find you some money that you might be leaving on the table. So what are the key takeaways on this session? And let me wrap that up. Number one, contract integrity means that your contracts, your delivery, and your billing, they all align, they all line up. When they don't, you're either losing money or you're creating risk, or often both. Number two, this problem, they sneak up on you. It's not one big mistake, it's a series of small mistakes, handoff problems, system silos, contracts getting forgotten over time. Watch out for that. And number three, start with an audit of your top customers. Compare contracts to billing. You'll almost certainly find something wrong fixing. I hope this session was helpful to you. And we will talk about systems in one of the sessions that keeps your contract clean over time. And it's not just a one-time fix. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.